What's up, Savages? The day of a business decision is upon us. I am, of course, talking about the day of team announcements. Yeah, we're going to know the majority of team changes today. We have announcements on announcements. Everyone knows that Curse has like 15,000 announcements to make because they have like 17,000 teams. You guys figure out the math. Anyways, today we are talking about FaZe and the new TK. Let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gandhi's Thoughts, brought to you by My Nutrition. I am Gandhi, and today, right off the gate, what the shit? What the shit? You know, I do a video yesterday, and I'm like, oh yeah, TK's fourth. You know, they got methods. Things are going to be neat and gnarly. Then what happens? They drop methods, and they pick up Apathy and Dedo. So, the entire team of Team Caliber now consists of Goonjar, Sharp, Dedo, and Apathy. As I said their name, and I forgot about it because I'm stupid, right? Like, you ever just have those moments where you just completely forget something, and you're like, yeah. Can't go back in time now. Well, that's just what happened to me. So anyways, this team, right off the gate, I made a tweet yesterday and I said, Dedo, Apathy, Sharp, and Goonjar, 4 players who get fucked over now join together to battle against evil. This really reminds me of the Envious squad here, guys. This reminds me of the exact same Envy who got second place at COD Champs. The sky's the kind of the limit for TK. These 4 guys on one team, will consistently be in the top 8. I do believe in that, but they can either give Complexity a run for their money, or they can kind of get crapped on. Right? That's the kind of the extremes here. I'm expecting TK to kind of get back into that championship rhythm. And what I mean by that is consistently placing inside the top 4. Oh, by the way, a little unknown fact here. Since forming TK as a team, the first event that they didn't place inside the top 4 was COD Champs. It just happened to be the biggest one, but minus that, it's still a pretty impressive feat to date. Out of my face, water. So, I think TK with this squad has a lot to prove, and I think all 4 of these guys are going to be hungry. What's going to happen with Apathy? Well, they're going to get a fill-in. Everyone knows Apathy can't attend Niagara, so they're going to get a fill-in for him for that event. Who knows? I would say it would be me, but I am casting, so, you don't get the savageness here. Oh, by the way, I trimmed up the beard a little bit. I read an article. It said I had to do it. Get this part so it laid better, so that's what I did. Anyways, moving forward, talking about FaZe Red. Also, let's wind it back, moving backwards. TK, that's the ticket. TK, I am very, very happy with the decision they made. I think, although Methods is a good player, he's like 12 years old. Like, what events can he even go to for the next, 6 years? He can't go to Gfinity. He can't. He definitely can't go to COD Champs next year. And when you're forming a team, especially when you have an organization, you're not forming it for a couple events. You're forming it for the longevity of everything here, that's a lesson for you kids at home. Obviously, through the amateur circuit, that means dick. But when you're watching your favorite teams, or you're watching your pro players who you think are just savages of men, you want to see them join an organization who they're going to be on for a very long time. That's what we in the biz of esports all like to see. Now, moving forward to times 2 to the power of 2, whatever it is. FaZe Red. FaZe Red consists of JCap, Classic, Replays, and Theory. Theory is an amazing addition to this team. This team was going to be the most underrated and overlooked team in the history of competitive Call of Duty. Why? Well, they were already kind of overlooked with FaZe, with the previous team with Proofy. It's just how it is. For whatever reason, people kind of sit on this weird teeter-totter with the guys of Replays and Classic. They just think maybe they're good, but maybe they kind of suck. I don't think maybe they don't tweet as much as other people, so they definitely don't stream as much. No one really knows what to think about them. They don't. Everyone's kind of like, they're either good or they are overrated. We can't figure it out. Well, I think they're amazing. Replays, and this is the one thing I love about Replays. Replays shows up every single time he has to play against Call of... God, I don't know what that is. A bumblebee just stung me in the nose. Replay shows up every single time he has to play against Complexity. And that's what you want. You want players who are going to show up versus the teams who are the best. And I'm not saying he doesn't do well versus the other teams. What I'm saying is I distinctively remember Replays consistently since I've been around on the scene, always giving complexity in the top 4 teams a run for their money based on his individual skill and his decision making, and that is the kind of trust you want to have in a player. Now, right away looking at it, why is it such a big deal? Proofy was this mindless monster of slaying power, right? Well, you're going to replace a guy with a lot of slaying power who people could argue on FaZe, you almost had too much slaying power. Especially when on FaZe Black, people are going to be arguing that all the time. But with the previous FaZe, you may say, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out that way. And that's mainly because Dosh J, a.k.a. JCap, and Proofy, who's also named Jordan, may just bring too much slaying power to the table. But with Theory, you're getting basically one of the best overall objective players, period, in the game. I believe at the U.S. Regionals, he had the most caps in everything with the best KD, and overall, he was just like a top 5 player with the objective. Yeah, I know. I don't know what to do with my hands either. They're just... It's Theory, right? Like, you look at Theory and you're like, oh, look, it's that little fucking 19-year-old Jack Nicholson running around. He kind of looks like a French bulldog, right? Well, not a French bulldog, just a normal bulldog. English bulldog, if you will. And he was scooting forward. I believe Theory on this team is going to make them amazing. This is definitely another great squad. I think TK and FaZe Red, as it stands now, have definitely lucked out the best with team changes. I think they definitely cement themselves in the top 5, and it's going to be a little bit interesting to see what's going to happen. Right now, based on what I've seen from FaZe Black, they... right? Like, that's everyone's going to be this way. I'm just going to kind of wait, sit back, and see if they get into Season 2, and if they don't get into Season 2, sayonara. If anyone has any questions about MLG Season 2, who gets in, who doesn't get in, leave them in the comment section, and I will be doing that video mañana. Yeah, I will be covering the majority of things in Season 2. I have a direct route to Adam Epicel, a.k.a. Clap, and he's going to help me answer all of them. He was supposed to be on the video, but he ends up going to PAX tomorrow because, well, some people have cool jobs and other people get stuck into coin and contemplate drinking a bottle of whiskey to himself. Yeah, gluten-free, of course. Anyways, that's my show. I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy.